I know that this is old, but Danielle seriously needs to master the art of shutting her mouth. I'd been away for a while, came back and boy was it a disaster. So much unnecessary nonsense happened that made me think K-pop stans will forever push my faith in humanity to its limits. But hey, I'm back with more opinions to dish out, for both the old and the newcomers. And if you're getting all offended over mere opinions, well, you must be one of those useless, jobless, irrelevant snowflakes that I was warned about. Keep questioning your existence, demons. I know that this is old, but Danielle seriously needs to master the art of shutting her mouth. It's mind-blowing how she managed to rub me, and pretty much everyone else, the wrong way with her mindless comments. Who in their right mind thinks it's a stellar idea to publicly thank Min Hee-jin while there's all this drama brewing with Hybe? Seriously, girl, read the freaking room. Your MC, whose group was blatantly disrespected by your shameless CEO, was right there. And you thought it was a good idea to pour salt into the wound by gushing over your CEO? For what? For being a conniving snake? Danielle, take a damn seat and zip it. There's a time and place for everything, and this was neither. Even your own member was signaling you to stop, which you conveniently ignored. Helen had already handled the situation professionally, but no, you just had to take it further. Sometimes, these idols really need to get a clue. You're not winning any brownie points here, just making yourself look like an insensitive fool. Learn to shut your mouth and spare us all from your unnecessary commentary. Everglow, usually one of the most impressive fourth-gen girl groups, has utterly disappointed me with their latest comeback. It's almost shocking how they went from dropping bangers to releasing this piece of trash. Their new song is painfully boring, devoid of any excitement or flair. It just sits there, existing in the most uninspired way possible. Compared to their previous hits, this feels like a colossal downgrade, a total flop in my standards. And don't get me started on the MV, what a mess. It's a huge step down, a visual disaster. Their company must be asleep at the wheel because the zombie concept had so much potential, and the teasers had everyone hyped. But nope, they delivered a pile of garbage instead. Everglow failed spectacularly to save 2024 with their music. This comeback is a monumental letdown, an embarrassment. The only thing spooky about this release is how dreadfully boring it is. Everglow, you really need to step up your game because this isn't just a miss. It's a catastrophe. Get it together before you completely lose the respect of your fan. First of all, it's called basic common sense and human decency to call out bull when you see it. So stop slapping the American mindset label on people who have the guts to speak the truth. There's no such thing as an American mindset when it comes to standing up for what's right. Your nationality doesn't define your ability to think critically, and if you believe that, you're clearly suffering from severe brain damage. My apologies if people around the world don't agree with cultural appropriation, bullying idols for gaining weight, bullying idols for ridiculous reasons, calling out unethical behavior, or calling out toxic beauty standards. These are universal issues, not just an American thing. Stans talk about these things because they are real problems affecting society as a whole. They want to spread awareness and make the K-pop community a better place for everyone. Why is that such a bad thing? Maybe because some of you can't handle the truth and would rather stick your heads in the sand. So please, take several seats and shut up about this American way of thinking nonsense. It's about time we all started thinking like decent human beings instead of perpetuating ignorance. Min Hee-jin was the one who lit this dumpster fire, but some delusional stans and cookie shed had the audacity to point fingers at Belift Lab. Belift Lab had every right to defend their girl group. However, their execution was an epic fail. Their biggest blunder? Attacking new genes for allegedly copying other groups. In situations like this, you need to rise above your enemies and demonstrate competence and maturity. Don't stoop to the level of a fucking Min-hee gene. Instead, they should have showcased photos of new genes and other idols who've done similar things, and laid it out plain and simple. K-pop has always borrowed from other sources, new genes included. At the end of the day, companies always take something that wasn't original and put their own spin on it. The same applies to Adore. Watching people accuse ILIT of copying new genes as if new genes concept had never been done before is painfully embarrassing. It's like when girl groups doing the girl crush concept with similar hand movements are accused of copying Blackpink, as if Blackpink has some kind of monopoly on that concept. The Lift Lab should have taken a different route in defending ILIT. Pointing fingers made them look childish and incompetent. Seriously, seeing these accusations is like watching a bunch of clowns trip over their oversized shoes. The Lift Lab had a golden opportunity to shut down the nonsense and educate the masses about the reality of creative inspiration in K-pop. Instead, they chose to play the blame game, which backfired spectacularly. Grow up and handle your business with some class next time, The Lift. I enjoyed Nayeon's ABCD so much, but boy, her facial expressions were painfully monotonous. Watching her dance with the same look plastered on her face the entire time made her performance about as exciting as watching paint dry. Sure, it wasn't as mind-numbingly boring as watching your fingernails grow, but come on, Nayeon, you've been in the industry for 8 years. Where's the wow factor in your second solo performance? Your expressions were so flat. It's a miracle anyone stayed awake through the whole thing. You've had nearly a decade to perfect your stage presence, yet here we are, yawning our way through your routine. Step up your game and give us something worth watching, because this bland, uninspired performance is not it. The exploitation of trainees in the K-pop industry is a disgusting, inexcusable disgrace. These young hopefuls are subjected to grueling training schedules with absolutely no guarantee of debuting. They endure harsh conditions, relentless pressure, and blatant exploitation, all while their rights and well-being are blatantly ignored. It's a brutal, soul-crushing process that chews them up and spits them out without a second thought. This is not just tough love or paying your dues, it's outright abuse. Companies treat trainees like disposable commodities, using them up and discarding them without a shred of remorse. These kids sacrifice their youth, health, and happiness chasing a dream that may never come true, all while the industry fat cats line their pockets. It's time to shine a glaring spotlight on this systemic abuse and demand real, tangible change. This grotesque exploitation needs to end, and it needs to end now. Companies that manufacture controversies or scandals for media attention are the absolute lowest of the low, deserving of nothing but scorn for eternity. These manipulative, soulless tactics not only exploit the idols but also wreak havoc on their reputations and personal lives. It's a vile, cynical strategy that treats human beings as mere pawns in a grotesque game of public manipulation. These companies are willing to drag their idols through the mud, causing unnecessary stress, anxiety, and trauma, all for a fleeting moment of spotlight. They create chaos and drama, playing with lives and careers as if they were disposable playthings. The damage they inflict is often irreversible, leaving lasting scars on the idols they claim to support. It's time to call out these reprehensible practices for what they are, morally bankrupt and utterly indefensible. These companies should be held accountable and shamed endlessly for their despicable actions. The industry needs to cleanse itself of these toxic elements and protect the well-being of its talent, rather than sacrificing them at the altar of cheap publicity. I just can't wrap my head around how these delusional fools can comfortably and proudly idolize K-pop companies and CEOs as if they're some kind of national heroes. Seriously, what kind of mental gymnastics does it take to worship these corporate overlords who see idols as nothing more than cash cows? It's beyond pathetic. These companies and CEOs are not benevolent gods, they're ruthless business entities that prioritize profit over the well-being of their talent. Yet, here you are, groveling at their feet, acting like they've single-handedly cured world hunger. The sheer stupidity is staggering. Get a grip. Start focusing on the idols who pour their heart and soul into their work, not the suits who exploit them for every penny. Idolizing these corporate vultures is not only embarrassing, it's a slap in the face to the idols who endure countless hardships to bring you the music and performances you love. These stans need to wake up and stop glorifying the very entities that perpetuate the toxic cycles in the industry. Grow a spine and put your admiration where it truly belongs. The K-pop industry's fixation on pandering exclusively to younger demographics is downright disgraceful, blatantly overlooking older fans who pour just as much, if not more, passion and resources into supporting their favorite idols. These older fans deserve better than to be treated like irrelevant afterthoughts. It's high time the industry woke up and acknowledged the immense value of these dedicated supporters. Older fans bring not only financial support but also a wealth of experience and loyalty that younger audiences simply cannot match. By continuously ignoring this crucial demographic, the industry is shooting itself in the foot. Embracing and catering to older fans could massively broaden the appeal and support for idols, creating a more inclusive and sustainable fanbase. Yet, the powers that be seem content to overlook this obvious goldmine, opting instead to chase fleeting trends and superficial engagement. It's beyond infuriating to see such a blatant disregard for a fanbase that has been there through thick and thin, contributing significantly to the industry's growth and stability. Older fans deserve recognition, respect, and tailored content that appreciates their unwavering support. The industry needs to pull its head out of the sand and start valuing all fans, not just the ones who fit their narrow, short-sighted marketing strategies. I will never understand the obsession with survival shows, especially when it's glaringly obvious how awful and unfair they are. These shows are nothing short of emotional meat grinders, leaving many idols with deep, lasting scars. The relentless pursuit of manufactured drama and cutthroat competition turns what should be a celebration of talent into a grotesque spectacle of human suffering. The truth is, these reality shows are a breeding ground for trauma. Participants are subjected to intense psychological pressure, often pitted against one another in a gladiatorial display for the amusement of viewers and the profit of producers. The emotional and mental toll is staggering, with many idols carrying the scars long after the cameras stop rolling. What's even more sickening is the audience's complicity in this charade. Viewers eat up the drama, completely oblivious or indifferent to the real, lasting damage being done to these young hopefuls. The industry's shameless exploitation of its talent for ratings and revenue is a disgrace, and the culture that supports it is equally to blame. It's high time we put an end to this toxic circus. The well-being of idols should never be sacrificed on the altar of entertainment. These shows need to be called out for what they are: unethical, harmful, and utterly indefensible. The industry must find better ways to showcase talent without destroying lives in the process. And that wraps it up for now. I'd love to keep going, but let's face it, I've got a life to live, unlike some people. If you liked what you saw, then do me a solid, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that notification bell rosaries like it owes you money. Your support means the world. Until next time, take care, enjoy your summer, and don't forget to keep it real. Bye.